This will be a review of the Weathertech International Challenge with Brian Redman at Road America and the 55th anniversary Formula Ford race. So, starting off with getting the green flag here, I'm starting third. My plan is to follow the pole sitter and figure that would slot me in at the front of the field and then race it out and see how high up I can finish. But he doesn't take off, and the outside pole passes, and the next car, and another car. Fifth going into turn one, and there's a sixth car, another car that goes past, sixth place. So let's start talking our way through the lap here. Headed down to turn three as one more car makes a run by me. Second gear, turn three, and we'll head on to this straightaway, one of three long straights at Road America. So we go up into trying to get around him, but he actually got going a little bit now, and I was not able to pass him right here. Into fourth gear, top speed, and then we'll brake very hard for first gear left-hander, turn five right here. I've still got that guy to the inside of me. Go out on the rumble strips and get really loose for a second there. Run up the hill, second gear to turn six. And coming off the six, I almost run into him. I had to back off just a little bit. Third gear through turn seven. Then you run downhill just a little bit to turn eight, all the way up into fourth gear, but then down to first gear one more time. Through turn eight, and then you'll head into the carousel, which is a long 180-degree right-hander taking in third gear. And we come off of that, and I've got this guy in front of me that I found myself behind several times over the weekend. Had to work my way past him. Into the kink, which is a top-speed right-hander that's really challenging. I had a run on him and tried one side and the other side, and he kept weaving back and forth. Wouldn't give me any way around him. So down to turn 12, it's a second gear right-hand corner. And getting up towards the end of the lap, up to third gear, you come back uphill a little bit into 13, fast third gear left-hander, and into the final corner, drop it back down into second gear. Turn 14, you want to get a good run off of here onto the straightaway. I get a run on this guy, and I'm trying to draft up on him and see if I can pull out around him. He moves to the right, so I try to go left to see if I can pull up there. That was a mistake, because he's got cars to draft. The car behind me just fell into his draft, and I'm kicked back one more place. Turn one, fast third gear right-hander. I've got a good exit off of that, and the car in front of me eventually wins the race, so it's a really fast car. I had no way of following him through on that pass. And again, I get a run off of the corner, but he's got a draft and I don't, so that's never going to work. His car was plenty quick down the straights. So we head back down to turn five. Top speed here is somewhere around 127 miles an hour before braking for the slowest corner on the course, down to about 50 miles an hour. Again, back up the hill. I'm poking my nose in there, but nowhere near able to make a pass right there. Head through turn eight. Again, just sort of moving around behind him. He puts his hand up, and I thought maybe he had a problem, and I went by, and then I realized it's full course yellow. And you can't pass under yellow, so I waved him back in front of me. So we follow the pace car for a couple of laps here, and we'll pick this up with the pace car coming back onto pit road. And I was a little off on my restart. They restarted way back off the last corner. I thought we'd restart closer to here at start-finish. So they gapped me quite a bit. Fortunately, no one behind me was able to make a run past me. So now I've got to use some good corner speed through turn one to start regaining that ground. Pick up a little bit there. Again, head down to turn 3, gain a little ground under braking and a little bit on the exit off the corner. At this point I'm close enough to start getting a whiff of the draft here. We go under the Sargento Bridge, and they are going back and forth all over the track in front of me. That's going to slow them down as they fight for position. Coming into turn 5, and I'm right back on the gearbox. This whole group. And looking for somewhere to go, and there really isn't anywhere to go right here. Now at this point I'm thinking about the fact that he was slow through the kink the first time through, and I'm going to anticipate that and use that to make my pass on him. So we'll come out of the carousel here, third gear, about 90 miles an hour before you accelerate up into fourth gear and through the kink at 110, 115 mile an hour. So I'm going to give him a little bit of room, breathe the throttle, then get back on it, and sure enough he eased up, and I was able to get a really good run on him. Get alongside, but again his car was fast on the straightaway and I couldn't just sweep past him. Had to outbrake him going into Canada Corner here. So I completed the pass on him right there, and now I've got a little bit of work to do to try and make up the ground to these guys. Got a little loose through 13 right there. I want to get a really good run off of 14 to fighting the car off 14, but I wanted to get a good run onto the front straightaway to get up into his draft. And again, I'm just close enough to get a little bit of draft there. Again, one of the 3 places on the track where you're getting near top speed, 125, 130, something in that range. And I'm working hard to gain some ground. The cars in front of me are pretty fast cars, but I'm starting to gain back a little ground here. Third gear, fourth gear. The track is 4 miles long. It's one of the longest tracks we run on, and it's a very fast track with these long straightaways. So here we are, we're getting close. We're on our last lap at this point. We'd also been told in our drivers meeting that in the qualifying race, which this is the qualifying race, the race would end at a checkered flag at turn 13, not at start finish, and then we would exit onto pit lane. And keep that in mind. We'll come back to that in just a minute. So I'm working hard to get closer to this guy, but still got a few car lengths here. At this point I'm thinking maybe I can get a run on him through the kink. I don't know whether he's fast through the kink or not, so I think I breathed the throttle a little bit, but he's plenty fast through the kink, and I don't get a big run on him. I get the draft and I can close up on him, but not close enough to attempt to pass. So here we are in turn 12. Turn 13 will be a checkered flag coming up, and you can see it on the left right here. Checkered flag. So at this point I'm going to back off, figure okay, the race is over, we're headed to pit road, right? Well, everybody in front of me just heads on up the track, and I'm thinking, what? Did I miss something here? So there we go, and that's the end.